Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Today I'm going to be doing a trade recap on the first ever trade I took of 2026. This trade was actually taken before the one I just uploaded a recap for, but I was just a bit lazy. I didn't get a chance to upload a recap, so better late than never. Cool, let's get started. So starting off the day, we had news at 1:15 UK time and 3 p.m. UK time. That's 8:15 New York and 10 a.m. New York. So as you can see, my trade over here was taken after news, and I did that for a very specific reason, and I want to go over that now. Let me just restart this replay mode so I can go through everything that was going through my mind. Cool. So this is what the 4-hour time frame looked like just before market open. So going into the market, or going onto the 4-hour time frame, I was initially quite bearish. So as you can see, we would sweep highs and then body close below lows. This just screams bearish to me. However, recently, as you can see, we inversed this 4-hour gap. So we had body closes above it. And at the same time, this high right here, we body closed above that as well. So that has transitioned me from bearish to more bullish. But the reason I wasn't 100% bullish is because as we just took up this high, we also inversed this fair value gap. And usually when we have a sweep and an inverse, that is quite significant to me. So I had a condition. So usually whenever I don't know my bias, if I'm bullish or bearish, I set a condition coming into the market. And my condition was, if we're truly bearish, I would want to see price continue dropping down to at least this low, since this low sits right above this 4-hour fair value gap right here. So I think this is a pretty significant pool of liquidity. So we either continue dropping down to here, or we retrace up until this fair value gap. I don't know how to draw using the path tool, but you get the point. So we come up into this gap and then continue dropping lower. So that's my conditions of being bearish. My conditions of being bullish is for us to come back up here, inversing this gap, because if we're bearish, we should respect this gap. So we have a body close above this, and preferably a body close above this high, confirming, cool, we're definitely going up now. Right, okay. So since we have news at 10 a.m. right here, in situations like this where my bias isn't fully clear and we have news at 10 a.m., I would wait for this next 4-hour candle to close, so I have a bit more of an idea on direction. So if I play the next 4-hour candle, as you can see, we did not respect this 4-hour fair value gap at all. Not only did we body close above it, we also body closed above this high. So in my head, market is definitely bullish, and we're going to be targeting bullish liquidity pools. So let me go delete all of this so it's more clean for you guys. All right, cool. So from 10 a.m. I'm essentially only looking for longs. I'll delete this as well. So I'll start off with the 1-hour time frame, and there isn't much to draw on here apart from this big gap right here. So I have this drawn out, and I also like this low because it sits right above the 50% zone of this fair value gap. So this is quite nice, to be honest. Then I drop down to the 30-minute time zone. I guess you could refine your fair value gap right here, but since it's essentially the same fair value gap, I wouldn't bother. The reason I don't draw this one out, the reason I don't draw out this fair value gap right here is because we have already tapped the 50% zone. For me, if the 50% zone of a fair value gap has been tapped, is not valid for me anymore. It's already been used. And for that exact reason, I would also not draw this low out, because for me to enter a trade, I need a sweep inside a high time frame fair value gap or a high time frame PD array. So even if you get a sweep and start inversing in a trade, a lot of emotions are going on, so you want to remove as many distractions as possible. Even if you sweep this and start inversing, I would not want to end a trade because that's low probability for me. So I wouldn't even bother drawing this low out, because that would tempt me, if that makes sense. So I just like to keep my canvas, my charts as clean as possible, and only draw possible trades that I would enter, like top quality trades. So this is the only thing that I can see going to the 15-minute. Again, 50% of this has been tapped. Cool. So now There's two ways that I could enter this trade. Okay, before I do that, let me get some targets. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stacked 15-minute highs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, I at least want to see some of these get smashed in like the next hour or whatever. So 3 things could happen. We can either form a 15-minute fair value gap and then go up. The second thing that could happen is we come down for a reversal model where we come into this hourly fair value gap, sweeping this low, and then inversing for me to enter to target these highs. Or the third thing that could happen actually is we just keep ripping and we don't get an entry, and that's fine. Trading's all about waiting and being patient and making sure you enter on the right opportunity. Actually, there is a fourth thing that could happen. The fourth thing that could happen is we just keep dumping, and I was just wrong about my bias, which is also fine. I don't mind being wrong. I'm always learning, and that's part of the game. You can't always be right. So, cool. Let me stop yapping and play the flipping chart. So, as you can see, we did form this 15-minute fair value gap right here. And it looks like we're digging into here. So for me to enter a continuation play, what I'd want for us to come into this 15-minute fair value gap, at least inverse on the 1 to 5 minute, and then I enter for at least a 1 to 1. So going down to the 1 minute, as I see price coming down, I have my eye on this 1 minute fair value gap. I want to see this get inversed with displacement. So let's see if that happens. Nothing happening so far. We haven't inversed it yet, not here either. But on this next candle, as you can see, it's quite a strong candle, and we have clearly displaced over this fair value gap whilst inversing it. So what I do next is I go into the 2 minute. That's inversed as well. That looks great. On the 3 minute, however, as you can see, we haven't inversed it yet. So what I'll do is I'll sit on the 3 minute waiting for this to inverse. So I play the next 3 minute candle. There you go. Easy. So what I'll do is I'll look to enter over here. I'd want to protect the low, and I'll target these highs at least. But as you can see, the problem over here that I had was the RR was really horrible, and I go for at least a 1 to 1. So what I decided to do, oh yeah, before I do that, let's check the 5 minute as well. No fair value gap, so that's fine to enter. And as you can see, this 5 minute gap right here, we're respecting it as well, which is really nice. But as I was saying, what I'll do is I have a break-even point, so my break-even point will be right here. What I'll do is I'll drag this down so I get at least a 1 to 1, because my entry is valid. It's just the price that I'm entering at is not valid. What I'll do is I still want to be in this trade, but I have my mouse over the buy button. If we come around this price, I'll definitely enter. But if we tap this break even line before my entry, I would not look to enter anymore. So let's see what happens. If I play the next few candles, as you can see right here, when price was around here, I pressed enter. So let me just drag it here. I remember I got a 1 to 1 exactly, but alright, let's just put it here. Cool. So if I keep playing price, as you can see, we did come quite close to my stop loss. But here's the thing. Before I entered the trade, in my head, if I'm risking $400, $500, in my head, I'm like, all right, this amount has already come out of my account. If I lose this, I lose this. If I don't lose this, I don't lose this. I don't care. So in my head, I've already lost the money. I don't care. If I make a profit, that's just a bonus. So when I see price coming down, I'm not there like panicking or whatever. If you guys do have issues with that, something I would recommend you guys to do is use alerts on TradingView. That helped me out a lot. So in this situation right here, I would have one alert. Oh crap, not that. I'd have one alert over here on my stop loss and one alert on my break even. So if we pass any of these points, so if we touch my SL, I'll remove my TP. Or if we go to my break even point, if I hit that alert, I'll just drag my stop loss to break even. That prevents you from like staring at the charts and making impulsive decisions. But if I keep playing price, as you can see, price did end up recovering, and I did get to go break even. So over here, I'd move my stop loss to break even. So I'm essentially risk free. And as you can see, price did come take our TP. And what's really beautiful about this trade is, as you can see, I don't know if the trading group kind of ruined it, but the next few candles went straight to my break even. So I'm quite happy with that because my TP was literally perfect. And yeah, again, this trade was taken before the one I posted a recap for. But there was another trade that I really liked on the Friday that I wanted to do a recap for, but I didn't enter it. And on this channel, I only want to be doing a recap on the wins and losses that I took. But if you want me to quickly go through that, we can also do that. So I wasn't trading on the 1st and 2nd of January. It was around here, I remember. So we had this 30-minute gap right here. I was bullish on the day. And then if I go into the 1 minute, as you can see, we had a clear sweep and inverse of this gap. So I would have entered right here, protecting this low and targeting this high. Or you could have targeted this high as well, as like relatively equal highs. But again, I didn't take this trade, so I didn't post a recap. But yeah, anyway, that's it for today's recap. Hopefully there'll be more recaps coming next week, depending on if I take a trade or not. Let me know if you guys want a recap on the days where I don't take a trade, so you know what's going on in my mind, why I'm not taking a trade that day, why bias is blurry, because I'm quite strict with my rules. Like if price isn't very obvious like this day, I wouldn't enter a trade. But yeah, just let me know. Anyway, catch you guys next week. Take care.